My official prediction for Chito Vera versus Dominick Cruz is going to be revealed in just a minute, guys. Let's work through this. Big stat on Dominick. I followed Dominick's whole career, and I keep bringing this to you guys, but he was fighting 3 fights ago when Jon Anik just happens to announce that Dominick Cruz has never lost a fight that wasn't for a world championship. I did not know that. I mean, I knew he was good. The guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The guy's a champion of the world. Guy sat out injured 3.5 years with double ACLs, 1 on each leg. Came back, won a world championship. I did not know he was that good. I mean, I truly did not. He's never lost a fight that was not a world title fight. Now, what's that got to do with anything? I mean, right? We know how Father Time works. You wake up one day and it's over. They have been calling for that day and waiting for that moment on Dominick Cruz for a meaningful period of time. Dominick Cruz is 37. If I'm wrong, he's 38. He's already got other roles. He's becoming a very good cornerman. You guys see him commentating. He's a coach and a trainer. I mean, it's just one of these situations where for anybody else, if they were painted with a brush that I just said, it's over. It never works out. But nothing has changed for Dominick. He's done all the things that I just stated that he's done for years. And he's still only lost in world championship fights. Now, he's going home territory, okay? This fight's in San Diego. He's also returning, and as good as Dominick has looked, as good as he has looked post his last loss, which was to Cejudo, he has not had to be out there for 5 rounds. And if we are going to talk about the history of age, that's going to be relevant. Just doing the training and preparation to go in to 5 rounds. It's real. I don't know how much you want to factor it in. But it does mean something. Win or lose, this matters. If Dominick is to go out there and win in his decision Dom goes out there and he pushes for 25 minutes and gets the jump on a younger Chito Vera. It's going to be a massive feather in the cap. I mean, come Monday morning, we're having a very meaningful conversation about where Dominick Cruz currently stands in the division. But that is the one question that he has not had to answer in a reasonable amount of time. Even the fight with Cejudo, even though it was scheduled for 5, my memory says they were over in the 3rd. How is he going to do in that situation? He's certainly done it more times. He's certainly never faded historically. He's certainly proven to be in the 5-round club more than Chito. But guess what I saw today, guys? I was over at DraftKings. I think this will surprise you. Maybe it doesn't. Dominick Cruz is a 2.5 to 1 dog. Does that surprise me? I'm expecting that to be like my big moment where you all drop your jaw. Oh my God, rewind this. What did Chael just say? Are you not having that reaction? I did. I assumed Dom would be the favorite. I assumed Dom was going to be the favorite to the point that I thought I was going to have to come in and kind of do what I'm doing with Dom, but do it with Chito. I was going to have to explain to you guys just how good Chito is. He just does it quietly. Just how high Chito is ranked. Why he's being put in this situation. A guy who is now in a #1 contenders fight named Sugar Sean has only lost 1 fight prior to being overturned by the Sugar State Athletic Commission, and it was to Chito Vera. I thought I was going to have to come in here today and tell you, don't underestimate Chito. He's been in there with world champions before. See Frankie Edgar. He has been losing fights before. He can deal with adversity. He's a true fighter. He's not a martial artist, this Chito Vera guy. You want to see a dirty, gritty cage fighter, go back to the fight I just referenced against Frankie Edgar, fighting on home soil of Frankie, fighting at Madison Square Garden, losing the entire fight. Guys that are losing the entire fight and come back to win, no matter how they do it. Submission, TKO, knock, whatever it is. If you're losing a fight and you never take your eye off the ball and you're coming ahead, and then you find a way, it's rare and it's very impressive. And that's who Chito is. This is the cage fighter. This is a cage fighter against possibly the ultimate technician the sport has and possibly ever has had. It's a very different matchup. And people love to say that technique beats force. I hear that all the time. I would like that to be true. I've never worked out the math on that, but it doesn't feel right. I mean, I feel like if I was to go right down the middle there, you got a 50-50 split. But this becomes a tough guy contest. You only have who a better fighter is in the first 5 minutes. Dominick Cruz is going to win the first round. Dominick Cruz is a much more skilled and polished fighter. He's going to win the first round. Most guys win the first round against Chito. But the first 5 minutes is where who's better comes in. After that, you're in a tough guy contest. Who's tougher, who wants it more, who could push harder. It's very relevant. You got Dominick Cruz as a 2.5-1 underdog on home soil. I mean, Dominick Cruz practically created the 5-round club. And now he's being questioned if he can hold up. I will admit the other side of the coin, which is Chito Vera gets stronger as the fight goes on. Chito Vera coming out in the second round, being down 1-0, makes him stronger. It's a very rare thing. If Chito loses the first 2 rounds, he's going to be his most dangerous in 3, 4, and 5. That's just how he works. He's got grit. And ultimately, this is going to turn into a brawl. I mean, does Chito have an answer for the movement of Dominick Cruz? Very few people do. The other side of the coin is like anybody. You get enough footage, you get enough matches and enough rounds and enough people studying, you can figure those problems out. Chito got asked about this, guys. He said something very interesting. They asked him about Dominick having a style that for many years has given guys problems they can't deal with. Guys have even tried to emulate and copy him. And Chito said, well, I'll tell you one thing about that. And he didn't put him down. He by no means said that Dominick's not as good as you believe he is. He did not say that, but he did say something interesting, which told me he studied. Whether you agree with this or not, it told me that Chito studied. Which is, he said Dominick's style has worked and is conducive to smaller guys. He said he doesn't get away with that style when he has a larger opponent. I don't know if you want to agree with that or not. But the fact that Chito believed that, and the fact that he studied, the fact that he knew what he was getting into, I think Chito would agree with me. The first round's not going to go well. He's probably not going to concede that he's going to lose the first round, but he's going to admit that. He comes on. He takes just a minute. And I find that to be very interesting. When everybody, including Chito, knows the first round and maybe even 2, don't get frustrated because they're not going to go my way. Well, now you got to win the next 3 if you're doing the decision business, or you got to stop the dominator, which I don't think anybody's done. I remember Uriah choked him one time, and I know Cejudo finished him, which Dom argued was early. I mean, is he the guy that you bet is going to get finished? Because if you're betting that Chito's going to win, moreover, go really get the money, guys, and bet that Chito wins by stoppage. For me, at least, that's far more likely way to win. Very hard to get a decision on Dom. Very hard to slow Dominick down. Very hard to make Chito quit. I mean, this is a brawl. I'm working through this thing. I have the courage to come out and make predictions. I've never left you guys, I can't pick a guy. I know this guy, and I know this guy, and I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't ever do that, guys. I'm still working through it. I do not agree with 2-1. I also don't agree that Dominick's days are done. I also don't believe that Dominick, in a chance to fight at home, is going to show up anything other than 100%. I don't think it's going to backfire. Some guys will. Some guys feel the pressure. For some guys, it's a real negative. The last place they want to fight is in their backyard. And that's not the way guys like Dominick work. You got a long fight here. You should not have a 2-1 spread. If you got the courage to pick Chito and you want to go pick up the money, just go a little bit further with that bet and bet that it's going to be by stoppage, because that is by far Chito's most likely route. I don't believe we get there. I believe we go a decision, and I believe Dominick Cruz.